Right, we're on. So I'm just going to do a little intro, and then just ask you a couple of different things, mate. So, all right. Hello, everyone. My name's Fabian. I'm the UK Country Manager for Athletes USA. I'm joined today by Brett, who's from Newcastle, and Brett's been on a scholarship over to the US. So I just wanted to touch base with Brett, get some of his thoughts, some of his experience again, just to share with you guys. Just so you can again relate to the experience and just get a little bit more of an understanding of what it's going to be like if you decided to go over to the US. So, without further ado, Brett, just I want to take you back. I always do this on my interviews. I want to take you back again a couple of years when you were still in the UK and you were deciding about going to the US. What swayed you in the end? What made you decide, oh yeah, this is something that I want to do?
Obviously, I was at Sunderland since I was 15 until I was 19, 2-year scholar, and actually I'll go way back. When I was a kid, I used to go on holiday to the US, Florida, California, New York, and as a kid, 10-year-old, I used to always see my mom like, I used to love palm trees, and I would always say, I'm gonna live in America one day. And it's just, obviously that's stuck in my mom's head all the time. She always said as a kid, you want to. So obviously I just thought of theme parks, and I thought that's how I would live my life, even though obviously that's a bit of an exaggeration, but still, there's always been a seed there. Now, so I was at Sunderland from 15 to 19, and after my first year as a pro, not getting a new contract, I looked at all the kids that, had left Sunderland and who are now 24, 25, 26 when I was only 20, and 95% of them were either labourers, unemployed, just doing jobs that I was just like, scared me. I was mortified. I think like, wow, that kid was insane at football, and now he's delivering pizzas. A kid that played for the first team in the Premier, it's crazy. So I thought and I've always kind of loved school. I've loved learning. So I thought, this kid that got released from Sunderland the year before I did, he was already in the US, always uploading pictures, of his experience, and he was shouting at me, saying like, "Have you thought about this?" So I was like, "Not really." So he obviously explained the whole system, how college football works, how you're a student athlete, how you can still obviously potentially make it in the MLS, get drafted, all these things. I thought, wow, that's amazing. I could go there for 4 years, great experience, tour the US, play in different states, get a full ride scholarship. 4 years, let's say worst case, I don't make it as a professional footballer. I've got a degree where it just opens so many doors. So for me, it was just a no-brainer. I have no regrets whatsoever, because even today, I could have 2 friends out of all the teammates I've had that I've went on to, make it in football. Some people still make a living, get by playing the game, but they're going to hit 30, 35, retire, and then that's when it's going to be scary of like, well, what do I do? So I think it's just a great opportunity, and so many doors will open by coming out to the US.
Yeah, see, you and I, we went completely different routes at the end. Or, well, I say completely different. You obviously got your pro at Sunderland, and I stayed on in the professional game a little bit longer, and then went into semi-pro. And you obviously took the university option. And how did you sort of feel when you got released, and did you think it was another opportunity for you to go and do something with your life, or how did you feel when you got told by Sunderland you no longer wanted?
Honestly, it was heartbreaking. I was devastated. I loved it at Sunderland, coach and staff. Everyone was just amazing. And the thing with Sunderland, obviously, it's a yo-yo club. They get relegated, they're always firing the head coach. So there's always new managers coming in and out. So Martin O'Neill, the manager, came in, and after a few weeks of just being there, decided to get rid of a lot of young players. Hadn't even watched me play. So it's like, hang on a minute, how can you get rid of so many players when you've only given us, you haven't even watched us play? But it's a business, and I sort of realised like, wow. So after I got released, a lot of heart. My heart was broken. I was like, wow, my dream's over. Went on a few trials at different League 2, League 1, Scottish teams. And maybe I was kind of young and spoiled with like all the facilities, and I was expecting like just amazing food at these. I was going to Aaron Stanley, and they would like meet in a pub before we would train. first day around my dad, and I was like, Dad, this is like the Sunday League team. I'm not saying yeah. So I think I left there right away. And maybe I was just still devastated with Sunderland. So I kind of just thought, like, there's more to life than just chasing this. And I'm young. And now's the window of eligibility to go to the United States, get a free scholarship, no student debt. So I just took the leap and never looked back, and the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, I think you compare some of the facilities. I mean, you were obviously at Sunderland, so you had access to really good facilities. But for me, playing at like League One, Notts County level, and I look at some of the facilities over in the US, it's just like a world apart. And this is professional football here in the UK, isn't it? It's just crazy. But how did you see the comparison with the facilities? Even were they what you had at university better than Sunderland, or were they same? Or
well, my school, they actually just built a brand new facility. It must have cost $10-15 million. And I've been looking at pictures. This is my school in West Virginia, and it's amazing. It looks beautiful. And a lot of the facilities we would play at, train at, they were spot on. I wouldn't say that the facilities I was using were comparable to Sunderland or the academies that I would play at, but I didn't play Division 1 soccer, so I mean, I know that there is Division 1 schools. I've been to the University of Michigan, all those different schools, their gym facilities, their coaching settings and on. I would compare it for sure to academies. You've got schools here in California, in Santa Barbara, where I think they get 20,000 fans to games, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, it is a world apart. So, how did you find that adapting to that student athlete role? How was it for you combining your education and your sport? Did you sort of actually feel like it took a little bit of pressure off you having a degree as well and being able to play football? Or
yeah, definitely. I feel like obviously, when I first moved, obviously leaving school at 16 in England, do my scholarship, and then do the years pro. That's 3 years without really real education. So then to go from not really any education to jump straight into university in America. I remember it was the first few classes college algebra 101 and easy. All the American kids were like, why am I in this class? And I would be looking like, hang on a minute, why is the letters in this math class? There's what's a squared? Why are we doing x squared? What's that? So I was just lost. I was like, oh my god. So I was checking flights straight away thinking, I can't do this. I'm 3 years behind all these kids in terms of education. Yeah. So that was quite scary. So the first year was definitely a lot of work, a lot of catching up. But then once you get the Spartan habits, it's very training for football. You have a schedule of when you're going to train, you're going to go to the gym. You've got to get habits to study. So once I realised I've got to actually put the work in, my second year, my third year, and fourth year, it just got easier and easier. Because it's like anything, the more time you work at something, it just get easier. So in that first year, I'm sure a lot of other people that have a similar background, playing at academies or whatever, will surely go through the same thing, unless they're just one of those people that just kept education going. But it definitely is a little bit scary, but I mean, it's definitely doable. So, but during the time of playing football and studying, it was nice, just studying for exams, but then thinking, all right, I'll get to do this exam. We've got a big game on Saturday. Everyone's going to be there. It was just exciting.
Yeah.
To have that balance. Definitely, it just the 4 years flies over. And I think it's because you're doing both. You're studying, you're playing football, you're traveling. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really good actually. For me, when I studied and played part time, especially, it just took a little bit of pressure of me just to know that I had something else. When you're a pro at a pro football club, or even doing your apprenticeship, like you say, your education takes a step back, and it's really football, and that's really hammered home into you, isn't it? But actually going to university, and they both carry equal importance, I would say, for sure. It just takes the pressure of you and probably allows you to play a little bit with more freedom because you're just more relaxed in that sense, I think.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Obviously, when I was at Sunderland, you're just being watched and judged on every performance, every game. So it's a stressful environment. Yeah. And even when you play at a pro level, if football's your main thing that you do, it is stressful, and you probably don't. If you ask anybody, did you enjoy playing that level at Sunderland or when you were a kid for your boys' club with your mates, what was more fun? For me, mates, like, I just played, I did things with the ball that I probably wouldn't have done when I was being judged every minute. So I felt like when I went to college, it was a lot more like that, where it's like, yeah, like we want to win and you want to do well, you want to continue playing the starting 11, but you're also there with a purpose of, like, you know, getting a degree.
How did you find it moving away from home? Like, just that actually knowing that you're over in the US and your family's back over in the UK. How did you find that?
No, it's definitely it was challenging. So obviously, for me, obviously, I lived in Newcastle, played in Sunderland, so I could have to leave home and live in Diggs, my academy, whereas in Sunderland there was kids from Ireland, Spain, who at a young age moved away from home. So once I moved away, you know, I kind of knew, like, listen, I'm not the only person that does this. You know, a lot of people do this to, like, you know, better their lives, and then, you know, the thing is, I always told myself was, I can always go home. My home was always going to be there. My family, my friends, none of them are going to hardly leave. So, just, you know, I stayed in touch, FaceTime, Skypes, like, it was quite easy to stay in touch, and then a lot of English kids are out here.
Yeah.
So you meet English kids in the same boat, going through the same thing, who understand that you're a little bit homesick, or understand this. You get around each other, and you might go to the cinema, go some food, like, you know, just like take care of each other. So I think there's a lot of you know what I mean? I'm sure soccer a lot more than any other sport in the US. There's going to be a lot of international kids on your team that are experiencing the same thing.
I like how you started saying soccer now rather than football. They've changed you.
Yeah, when I go back home, though, if I see that word, I see the word soccer, all my mates just stop, turn their head, and they're like, all right, go back.
Nice. So you obviously went to a Division 2 program. How did you find the standard in comparison? How was the training? How did you find that sort of aspect of it?
Well, like I said, obviously there was a lot of international kids. I think our team was like 8 English kids, 4 or 5 Brazilians, few Germans, French kids. So they all played at good levels. So it was like, it kind of felt like there was like kids from Barnsley, Crew Academy, Hull Academy, so it felt like it was kind of like an academy team, and we kind of, you know, we kind of dictated how the practice go. We all wanted to keep a good standard and to do a good job of making sure you're like really fit. Like pre-season's a bit like back home in England, where, you know, if you're not fit, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So that the standard was definitely still good, like challenging, where you still had to like be prepared, but it wasn't. It would be unfair for me to say it was as high of a standard as like in reserve football in England. It wasn't that high of a standard. Yeah.
So you're still in the US now. So you've done your 4 years at university, and you stayed over in the US. Tell me a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that. How that sort of came about, and, you know, obviously, are you really enjoying it? You loving it?
Yeah, I'll probably never. So obviously, when I first moved here, I lived in Charleston, West Virginia, which was the capital city in West Virginia. And then after 2 years, for my junior year, me and my girlfriend, who's my wife now, Kelsey, we transferred to Los Angeles, and she was on the women's team in West Virginia. I was on the men's team. She wasn't going to play soccer and wanted to go to a good school, good education, so she went to the University of Southern California. Lots of Division 2 schools close by, and that's all that I was eligible for. So went to a Division 2 school, and still lived together, just went to separate schools. And then after living in LA and just meeting so many amazing people, and, you know, it's such an amazing city, I was like, I'm not leaving. And it wasn't until we kind of, I think it was like Valentine's Day or Valentine's weekend, when I came out to San Diego, so a little bit south of Los Angeles, and we were just like blown away. I was like, wow, this city is insane. Just, it's a little bit slower than LA, just such nice people. And it reminds me more of my city in England, Newcastle, where you go to, like, you know, downtown where there's a lot of bars all next door to each other and restaurants within walking distance. LA is a little bit more like spread out.
Yeah.
So it's like you go one place, then you've got to get a taxi 20. I don't like that. So we just felt like this was a much better fit for us, and we both agree that it's just a city that we're probably never going to leave.
Yeah. I mean,
I've looked at things where, like, the timeline on how long it takes me to try and get my two brothers visas. You know, so like my older brother plays professional football in England. Maybe when he retires, he might want to come out here and coach, or you know, to have that option to live in the US and live in England without like coming to school here, and would just be, it would be like for those guys winning the lottery.
Yeah, I can see the sun beaming through your car windows, and all I'm getting here is absolutely pouring down. Yeah, cheers for sharing that.
I've got my hoodie on now. It's still cold.
That's the ironic thing. You've got a hoodie on, and I've got a t-shirt on.
Yeah, got a seal.
Absolutely loving the sunshine. Oh no, well, perfect, Brett. Well, thanks a lot for that, mate. Appreciate it. Obviously, appreciate your time. I'm sure that will give people, like anyone who is interested, a much better idea in terms of what life could be like over in the US and what can happen. Obviously, you know, I always say it's not for everyone. It's not for some people because they don't like, you know, leaving their families or whatever it might be. But for you, it certainly seems to have worked out.
Yep, 100%. I've had friends that have, took the chance. They're from Sweden, amazing footballers, and they just realised, like, it's not for me. And look, they're now back in their home country, flourishing, doing whatever. They've at least had that experience. It's not the end of the world if after a year you realise it's not for me. But I would advise anybody to give it a shot.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good advice, mate. Perfect.